I know that we will all face challenges. And my only wish is that connected to you, I can shorten your journey and I can speed your journey when challenges come. So many people, when things are difficult, focus on the tip of the iceberg, what you can see, what you say, what your action is. That's not where your power is. Where is your power? Hidden. Where's it hidden? In your mind. What you think will trigger how you feel. How you feel will trigger your mood. Your mood, by the way, if you do not take charge of your mood, spell it backwards, doom. And that will trigger your motivation. Now, I want to share the key things you will need to do, because I didn't just transform into this version of Sharron who loves her life, that co-creates, although the universe did put me in a queue with Darius, but you have to switch on your mind. This is key. How do you switch your mind on in the morning? When I moved from despair and survival to thrive, nothing changed, but I sat every morning and I put on my brain. I closed my eyes and I visualized the day. I never went any bigger than one day, it was too big. And I visualized the day, I meditated, I switched my mind on. Every morning, I did gratitude. You know, every day we have a choice, negative or positive. Is your inner voice your friend or the enemy? Big question. It's really hard to beat the enemy when you, nobody else, you decide to give it an office in your head. You have to get the negative inner voice out. Do you believe you can? Of course you can. Get rid of these. Get rid of these. And one that I adore, your inner voice, your inner narrative is everything. I love this word. Do you now see yourself as possible or impossible? Possible. I had unsurmountable challenges, but I saw possible. Boom! I think we should all have that and watch it every day. Look at the words. What's the first letter of impossible? I. Give me the second. It spells I'm. Put your hand on your heart. I'm possible. This is such a beautiful moment. I'm just taking a moment to be here with you all and just to project my love. I have this feeling that I'm here with you. I'm sharing my story today for the very first time. And before I came on, you know, normally I'd be knowing and rehearsing, and I'm not stood in any form in that energy because I'm stood here and I really want to feel channeled to share and empower you. You know, I've coached, I'm so blessed to be here, and I've coached many thousands of people in over 50 countries. And I want to start and share this with you. I found that people divide into 3 camps. Now, I love how you're connecting this morning. So I want you to connect with this. 3 camps. Camp 1, they're people who make it happen. Who's that? It's you. Whoa. It's you. You got a ticket. You're at the Gladiator Summit. You're in my tribe. Are we in a tribe? Are we agreed? Yes. Okay, let's have a bit of fun, because life and success has humor. There's a second camp. Tell me if you know these people. They don't make it happen. They watch it happen to other people. They watch you get a ticket to Gladiator. Who knows people like that? Every one of us. And then there's a third camp. And these people don't make it happen, and they don't watch it happen. And it took me a long time to realize that the reason they don't is because they actually don't have a clue what's happening. You're in camp 1, but I'm going to start and share this. This is an enormously important day for me to be here with you. I flew in from the UK. I would have walked here. And when I share my story, you'll understand a little about that. But I've heard a lot of applause. And there's one thing you need with applause. I can be as passionate as I want up here on this stage. But if I take this hand and I tie it, can I applaud? No. Okay? There's got to be another hand. And for me, you are the other hand. I don't want you to listen. I want you to feel it. And I've watched you. There's so much love in this room. Who can feel the love that's here? It is beautiful. If we could, Darius, Angela, my love to you. You've created something so magical here. If we could bottle what you and I have here together, we'd solve the world. Yeah? So, I'm a great believer that you are in charge of your world. And for the very first time, I'm going to share my story. I was beautifully introduced the brands I work with. I was very blessed to be called the coach who adds millions to brands like Chanel and Dior. And my world, for many, many years, tell me who relates to this. The breeze was on my back. Who relates to that feeling? Everything's going well. It doesn't mean we have challenges, but it feels right. Who relates to that? The breeze is on your back. I was traveling the world coaching, and I was desperately and deeply in love with my husband. And life was a breeze. Now, I am so appreciative that I travel with gratitude. So in all that time, I had gratitude, to have such a beautiful love, such a beautiful marriage. And life felt very golden. But in life, we have the breeze on our back. And sometimes, and I want to know who relates to this, because this part is the only reason I'm stood on this stage. The breeze on my back stopped, and I got hit by the most phenomenally massive hurricane and storm. And instead of the breeze taking me forward, it hit me this way. Who relates to an enormous challenge in their life where the breeze stopped? I am sending my energy to you. Every single one of us has times where the breeze isn't taking us forward, we get a hurricane coming this way. I'm sorry to tell you, but if you didn't relate to a hurricane, you will have it in your life. And I just hear this connection. I just saw individuals there so connected to me because we get it. The man I loved like life itself, for the last couple of years, battled addiction. It's not going to be easy for me, this one. Thank you. I feel very loved here. I'm never going to forget this. Angela, I love you. And that's the other thing in this room. Everybody's got everybody's back. The most beautiful soul that battled addiction and illness. And it was through COVID. Nobody was coming to help me. It was hit after hit after hit after hit. And the eye of the storm never passed. I'm a very different Sharron now by that challenge. And I went into the kitchen, and I will never forget this. I went into the kitchen, and it had been so continuous. And all I could think, I'm the author of the mind makeover. I know how to do this. But when you're hit by a hurricane, the default is tough. Agreed? And I went in the kitchen and I made a coffee. And I took the coffee, and as I took the coffee, it fell out of my hand and it smashed on the floor. And then I realized I was on the floor. And I don't actually to this day know how I got there, but I was on the floor with a shattered mug. Now, you tell me it's a mug, it's shattered. By the way, it only cost £2. It wasn't a beautiful one, thank goodness. It shattered. What am I going to do with the mug? Tell me the answer. What would I do with it? Put it where? In the bin. This wasn't a mug. This was my heart. You cannot put you in the bin. Agreed? You have to find a way. And there's the most beautiful art, Japanese art, kintsugi. Who knows kintsugi? Okay. It's either a beautiful vase or it's a life lesson. And kintsugi is putting broken pieces back together with liquid gold and making them even more beautiful. And I had to find a way to repair my heart. I got off the floor. It became a defining moment. You know the people here who relate to big challenges? Let me ask you, was there one defining moment where you decided to survive? I just have so much love here. That moment is pivotal, and I truly believe it's the universe supporting us. I got off the floor. I decided Sharron was not going in the bin. I went in my office and I took an enormous piece of paper and I wrote on the paper, I can't. Because all my brain was saying was, I can't do, and this is going to take my breath away, I can't do life anymore. That's how many hits I had. And I wrote, I can't, and I put a massive line through it. Tell me what you think I put. I can. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Because I think it was so tough, that wouldn't have worked. I put, I can't, I put a line through it, and I wrote, I must. When you, thank you. I still have the paper. My mind then took the connection, and I started to come up, I must. And I did everything in my power to then phoenix. I became a phoenix. I'll tell you what else I became. I became a lion. Because a lion doesn't have to shout, it doesn't have to roar, it just knows it will survive. I am here because I want to share with you what I did that worked and what I didn't that didn't, but mainly what worked. Why am I doing that? I have only one reason to be with you. There is only one. I now know all those beautiful, beautiful years with the breeze on my back. I know that we will all face challenges. And my only wish is that connected to you, I can shorten your journey and I can speed your journey when challenges come. Who wants that? We have to support each other through the challenges. You know, if life was a cereal box, you know, on the back of the box, we only want to do the good stuff in big writing. Agreed? You look on the back of the box and it goes, life, buy this box of life, joy, fulfillment, happy, sexy, love. And we go, oh, I like that. I'll buy that box of cereal. And then this tiny print, isn't there? And it says pain, shock, bad behavior, loss. But they put it so tiny, we think we shouldn't have that. But we should have that. It's the entire box of every emotion that is life. I am a more evolved person. I have a deeper depth of empathy. I have a deeper understanding of people because of my journey. I want to be that multifaceted, multi-emotional person. I want to know how to travel the challenges with ease. Who also wants that? We don't want to push them away. We want to journey them. So I'm going to now fast track and show you some of the things. We ready to go? Happy? Okay. Here's the first. And you probably think, why is Sharron showing us this? Right. This is what happens when people have immense challenges. Many people put all that pain in a suitcase and carry it round for life. Am I right or am I right? And they go round and round at the airport. Do not be the suitcase with your challenges stuck on the luggage belt. This is what you have to do. You get on the travelator. Who loves the travelator at the airport? Okay, now here's the funny thing. You get on the travelator, what does it do? It speeds you up. Yeah? It speeds you up. Okay? Why do some people get on the travelator and they stop? Don't. You get on the travelator. You make the decision, I must. You get on the travelator, there's a case. I put in my case only the things I wanted to keep. The love of my husband, the courage I'd shown, the care I had given. I put those in my case, but I didn't get stuck. I started to walk on the travelator because I had a vision for my life. And this is what I used. It's the basis for everything. I think many of us know this. But the iceberg. If I say to you, we're on a boat and we're looking at the iceberg, would we say, wow, that's really large? Yeah? What can't we see? Can't see what's hidden. I love this. By the way, if you play that, you'll sleep well. So how are you going to journey your challenges? You have to use your own iceberg. So many people, when things are difficult, focus on the tip of the iceberg, what you can see, what you say, what your action is. That's not where your power is. Where is your power? Hidden. Where's it hidden? In your mind. What you think will trigger how you feel. How you feel will trigger your mood. Your mood, by the way, if you do not take charge of your mood, spell it backwards, doom. And that will trigger your motivation. Everything that's your power is in the hidden part. Now, at this point, what had I done? I must. And then I'd taken charge of my iceberg. But I'm going to show you 4 things because this is what happened. I had this, but I had 4 areas holding me back. Now, let me tell you where I'm going with this. I'm going to ask you your 4 areas. So my life was like, I saw it as this beautiful hot air balloon. And in that balloon, picture it being your balloon. And in your balloon is your potential, your joy, your visions, your goals. Who can see all that as a beautiful balloon? And if you've got all of that, what do you want the balloon to do? Fly. But I couldn't let it fly because I put 4 pegs deeply in the soil and they were holding me back. Here's the first, fear. Who here has experienced fear holding them back? Now, if you haven't put your hand up, I need to come over there and check if you've got a pulse. It's part of life. Fear is imagined. F-E-A-R. It's false evidence that appears real. Fear. I used to wake up some mornings, 4 o'clock, immediate fear. Who's had that experience? It went through my body. I got out of bed. I went downstairs. I got me on a mini trampoline. I put the Super Bowl on, watched Lady Gaga, and bounced on the trampoline. Now, I'm British, so most people in England go, she's nuts. That's the behavior of somebody who's going to fly out to Dubai, stand on stage, and share this beautiful experience with you. You are so touching my heart, because for me to share this for the first time, I want to just say I am so blessed by the love I feel here. Thank you. Thank you.
He wants to better the...
Whew. This held me back. Who relates to this? Oh, let's blame everybody. It's your fault. If they had done this, if that had turned out differently. Who relates to this? Okay. We're keeping this incredible potential that is you stuck. Because when you pass blame, you're sticking. Don't want to do that. Oh, this is a big one for me. Now, I'm known for this in the family. I have big expectations. And I think for life, I'll have to work on this. I expect things to be perfection. Who really? Yeah, okay. I expected to still be married. I expected to still be in love with the man I loved. We have to stop expectations that link to the fourth thing that was holding me back, which is the past. Who here wants to live the next year of their life in the past? Nobody. So answer for me. Why do we then put in our mind the past? Why do we do that? It's not where we're going. Do you get in your car to come here and go, oh, I know, I've got a good idea. I'll drive in reverse. It's crazy. So I had 4 pegs. I got rid of each one. I knew what they were. You've got to be consciously aware. And I got rid of all 4. I replaced fear with faith. Let me ask you, do you believe that the sun will rise tomorrow? Yes, that's faith. That's faith. Get that faith on you in your life. This is big. I replaced blame with self-responsibility. And when I took self-responsibility, I got so excited because then I felt who was in control. You need to look in the mirror and know that you are in control. This was a game changer. I got rid of expectations and I took action. Now, I want to share with you some of the action. You know that case that goes on the travelator of life? You cannot create that unless you take action. Think of something you want in your life. I knew that I wanted to share my story. I didn't know why, but it felt bigger than me. This, for me, feels a purpose. And so did I sit in my beautiful apartment and wait for somebody to knock on the door and say, hi, are you Sharron Lowe? Yes, I'm here to deliver your best life. Nobody's going to do that. I'll tell you what I did. I flew out to Dubai to attend a personal empowerment event because I thought if I want to be on these stages, I need to have this experience. When we take action, the universe aligns. Who believes that? Beautiful, beautiful. I flew out to Dubai. My agent said to me, are you crazy? You're traveling the world for Chanel and Christian Dior. Why do you want to do that? I changed agents. I didn't have the time to explain to her. Okay, I flew out and I stood in, there were thousands of people there, and I stood in a queue. And this queue was 3 people. Now, there were thousands there, 3. Have a guess who one of the 3 people were. Darius Sudi. I mean, is that just like... And by the way, I never missed an opportunity to say thank you, universe. Would that have happened if I'd have stayed sat on this? No. We had an energetic connection. I then came out, and I came out to Dubai, and I attended Gladiator Summit I. My purpose to share my story, to empower you, to shorten your journey on your challenges, was through the universe and my actions taking form. How beautiful is that? How beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, universe. And that is serendipity. And that's why someone said to me a few minutes before I came on, are you really nervous? Not at all. I am here to serve you. We can only get nervous if we're stuck in ego. I let go of the past. By the way, these took me seconds. These didn't take me a long time. It was about decision. I must. I replaced the past with the now. I stood in the now. I looked at what I did have. What's wrong is always available, but so is what's right. And I focused on what's right. I let go of those 4 pegs. And because I let go of the 4 pegs, what happened? What happened to my balloon of my new life? Boom. Look at this. That's you. That is you when you take the pegs off. I'm going to ask everybody to stand. Please stand. This is personal to you. I want you, the best conversation you will ever have is the one you have with yourself. This is truth. I want you to put your hand on your heart. And I want you to close your eyes, and this is deep. And I want you to say to yourself, don't say it aloud, what are the 4 pegs that I've got stuck in the ground that are pulling me back from my life, my potential, my joy? Connect. Please open your eyes. I've shared mine so far. Do you have faith that if you make the commitment as I did when I was on the floor and you said, I must remove these 4 pegs, can you do it? Fantastic. Applaud yourself. Fantastic. Woo! Amazing. Thank you. That's powerful. Write it, record it, don't stop it. Until I decided what my 4 pegs were, I wasn't consciously aware that I was letting the past and fear stop me. It was only what we've just done now, when I became consciously aware that I could shift it. Does everybody get that? It's really important. It's knowing the 4. Who feels here more empowered to release their potential if they remove the 4 pegs? Fantastic. I'd walk from the UK to do that. That's very beautiful. So, we've seen this is what I used. And I'm going to give you top lines of I want to share and pack in as much as possible. I've used a lot of visuals because I felt it would give you the impact. Now, I want to share the key things you will need to do, because I didn't just transform into this version of Sharron who loves her life, that co-creates, although the universe did put me in a queue with Darius, but you have to Switch on your mind. This is key. How do you switch your mind on in the morning? When I moved from despair and survival to thrive, nothing changed, but I sat every morning and I put on my brain. I closed my eyes and I visualized the day. I never went bigger than one day, it was too big. And I visualized the day, I meditated, I switched my mind on. Every morning, I did gratitude. 99% of the British population would have said, Sharron, what have you got to be grateful for? Everything that defined you has gone. All the love that you had, lost. My life came down like a pack of cards. It was like a kitten playing with a piece of wool. It unraveled. My homes, my life, our business, the family fell down like a pack of cards. But I sat every morning, switched that on, and I did gratitude. And I did gratitude that I had the power within me to make the change. And some days, that's all I achieved, and it was enough. You are a magnet. We all know the law of attraction. A lovely story. I worked with an amazing executive at Chanel, and when she was a little girl, she always used to say, who's got children? Okay. And she used to say, I'm bored. I'm bored. I'm bored. And her grandma one day said, no, darling, you're just boring. Well, which I think is so funny, because it's the law of attraction. You cannot be bored unless you focus on things that bore you. Agreed? So, do you want abundance? What will you focus on? Abundance. Do you want to feel courage? What will you focus on? Do you want to feel inner joy? What will you focus on? Your potential. You know, every day we have a choice, negative or positive. Is your inner voice your friend or the enemy? Big question. It's really hard to beat the enemy when you, nobody else, you decide to give it an office in your head. You have to get the negative inner voice out. Do you believe you can? Of course you can. Get rid of these. Get rid of these. And one that I adore, your inner voice, your inner narrative is everything. I love this word. Do you now see yourself as possible or impossible? Possible. I had unsurmountable challenges, but I saw possible. Boom! I think we should all have that and watch it every day. Look at the words. What's the first letter of impossible? I. Give me the second. It spells I'm. Put your hand on your heart. I'm possible. Who feels it? Woo! I'm going to ask us all to do something. The energy, the beauty, the love, the support. Remember, we are all emotions. We're going to focus on the positive. I want us to do a collective energy here. I'd like everybody to stand. And this is going to be probably one of the most beautiful things I've ever done with you. I want us to go through these words. I want you to put your hand on your heart, and I want you to feel the words. You're not saying this for anybody else. You're not saying it for me. Who are you saying it for? You. I think this is going to be a life-defining moment that I get to do this with you. Let's start with I believe. We're going to go fast, deep, believe. All the words. Let's start. I believe. I am fulfilled. I am happy. I am in control. I am proud. I decide. I am grateful. I trust. I am positive. I can. I will. I learn. I achieve. I choose. Woo! Wow, thank you. Oh, wow. Amazing. How do we feel? Amazing. And it starts with I must. You will then feel all of these emotions because this is your world in your hands. You decide how fast you go. You decide how far you go. Who holds your world? Me. Somebody just shouted me. That is so beautiful. And say to yourself, loving, nurturing, I have this. I'm going to wrap this up now. And I thank you, everyone, with something I haven't done before, ever. But I want our journey to carry on. I don't want our journey to stop here. And who feels here they want to take more control of learning how to take charge of the greatest thing they own? So for the very first time, I want to share this with you, and I'll wrap this up. I have an online program. It's me coaching you. It's a program that I created it, and then I put me through it. It's fast, it's easy, and it covers how we take control of the single greatest thing we have. I want you to know that for the very first time ever, I have created over 50% discount on my course, because if you choose, I want us to carry this journey together. I want you to be able to take your mind on this development journey. This will only last for 2 days. So I am on my final slide. I am stood here with the most beautiful gratitude. I thank you. You have touched my heart. And this is a moment I will never forget, but it's a moment where it begins. It begins for you. You are loved. You have all the potential you need. I give you my love and thank you.